Hey guys, I am back and we're gonna talk about Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Um, yeah, so I read this book in 48 hours. I read it in 2 days. I was I couldn't put it down because I was like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So basically, we start, the main character's name is Violet Sorrengail. Okay. And basically Violet lives in a war college. Her mother is the general, like she's basically like the boss. Okay, the boss of the college. And like I think she's like second in command in like the whole army basically. So yeah. So Violet has grown up in the war college all of her life, and she wanted to be a scribe, right? So basically they write history, they write all the records, they keep the records, basically living her life in the library, right? Her daddy was a scribe, but he's dead now. So like she's wait, how old is she? Girl, I don't even know. She's 20 years old. Yeah. She's 20 years old, and now she's like, okay, I'm going to be a scribe. And then her mother says, "No, you're not. You're going to be a rider." And a rider is a dragon rider, right? Like so, and just the process of becoming a dragon rider is super duper like dangerous, right? And Violet, I think her mom got sick when she was still in utero, and her mom got sick, and like so when she was born she was completely frail. She has very fragile bones, very fragile ligaments, tissue, everything. Like her body is like the most fragile thing ever. Okay, like she cannot carry big weights, she cannot, like, you pull too hard on her finger and you're gonna dislocate it, like, okay. And so she's very frail, and yet her mother is still like, yeah, no, you're gonna be a writer because that's who we are in this family. But like her daddy wasn't a writer, like what, anyway. So she's forced into that. So like every, like just going into the part of the college that's like for the writers only, which is all the way at the back, just crossing over to that section of the war college is dangerous because their first freaking test is walking something called a parapet, which is basically like a suspended bridge that's like a foot and a half in like a foot and a half wide, right? With no railing, no nothing, and they have to cross over. And there's a 200 feet drop or something. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, so yeah, basically that's that. So Violet starts, like, she didn't want to be there. She wants to be a scribe, but there's no way for her to do so. Her mother decreed it, and it's like, well, what I say is law, and if you try to go back, I'm gonna drag you back. Okay, so her sister was a writer, her brother was a writer. Her brother died, but her sister's still alive. So we meet the sister, and like the sister gives her like a couple of tips and tricks before they send her off. And apparently the first year you don't get to talk to your family at all. So basically you're going in there, you're not talking to anybody. Okay, and the thing is, like, killing is okay in this damn college. So if they feel like you're weak, they're gonna kill you. And if they kill you during like combat practice, it's okay too. The only time they cannot kill you is when you're asleep. Like, are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, this is insane. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, so I don't like the mom, obviously, because I'm like, you don't love your daughter. Because what the fuck are you doing, man? What the hell are you doing? Sending your daughter, who's fragile, off into this college. Like, even if she was not fragile, like, I would not send my kid there. Like, I'm not forcing my kid there. Anyway, so she gets there. She makes a couple of friends, you know, with people in her class or whatever. And then we meet Dane, which apparently Dane is her best friend since they were like 6 years old. But he's a second year, right? So he's been there since the year before. And Dane is basically like her superior, not because he's a second year, but because he's literally like, because you know, like, they're military college, right? So they have ranks or whatever, and he's like a rank above her in her own little section, because like the class is separated in sections. You have like 4 wings, so 4 major sections, and each wing has like sections that are called sections. Okay. And they have 3 sections each, right? You have claw, tail, and flame, sorry. Yeah, claw, tail, flame. And so she's in the flame section, and you have squads within those sections, right? Like little groups, and he's the squad leader of her group. So when he finds out she's there, he's like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? She's got enemies now, because people learn that she's a Sorrengail, so they already don't like her. And plus, apparently, there had been a rebellion like 10 years prior, and the kids of the generals that rebelled against the crown, because they're a kingdom, the kids of the people that rebelled were marked by a dragon on their arm usually, and they are forced automatically to join. And I'm like, oh, and not to mention, like, their parents were already like executed, and they had to watch their parents be executed. Like, they were forced to watch their parents being executed in front of them, and then they were marked. So now people look at them and people don't like them already, because they're like, you're a traitor. But it's like, no, my daddy or my mommy was a traitor. I was just a fucking child back then. Like, I was just minding my own fucking business. Anyway, so basically, this is the environment they're in. And I like the book, right? We learn a little bit about dragons. We see her trying to win challenges so like she doesn't appear weak, because if you appear weak, it gives the other students, like, they don't want a weak link in their own section or squad or wing or whatever, right? So they'll try and kill you, and it's fucking legal. Like, the whole time I'm just reading the book, I'm just like, petite saisie, okay? I was shook. I was just like, this can't be a real place. I mean, obviously it's not. It's fiction, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this, like, how is this allowed? Like, it's not okay. But anyway, so we see her like using like her brain, because she's really smart, right? And plus, she's been like in the squad quadrant a lot since she was a child, because her daddy was there, so she was always with her dad, like, because her mom was going off to fight and stuff, so like she didn't spend like much time with her mom. And her older brother died in battle, and And like her older brother and her sister were fighters, but she was just more like, I'm the brainiac, right? So she loves history, she loves knowledge, she loves everything. So anyway, throughout the book, we see her like use the knowledge that of the books she's read before. Not only is she excelling at academically, but she's helping like the little friends that she did make. You know, she's helping them academically, and they're helping her try and like fight, right? Because the mom chose 6 months before school starts to tell her, yeah, you're not going to be a scribe. Meanwhile, these other kids have been preparing to try and go into the writers section of the military since they were like 8 years old. She had 6 months to prepare, and she's physically at a disadvantage, and she's shorter, so like they don't even know if she can like get up on a dragon because she's too short. She can't reach. Like those dragons are like 20 feet tall. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, so we see her use her knowledge, you know, to like get through that. And then she meets Xaden, which is the wing leader, her wing leader. So he's basically a third year. He's about to graduate, and he doesn't like her either because like his dad was like the head of the rebellion, and they executed his dad, they executed his mother, and like so he hates Violet's mother. Anyway, so we find out like I don't know, like at some point you would think he would try to kill her because he gets opportunities to do so, but he doesn't. And then she's just like, okay, but apparently, like, she's really attracted to him. And then you have Dane, who I mentioned before, the best friend, who acts like a fucking ass. And I'm so sorry for cursing, but oh my god, I don't like him. I do not like him, okay? He's always trying to get her to run away and, like, go back to the scribes. Even after, like, because after a while, before, yeah, she wanted to go back. She wanted to find a solution. But, like, even after, she decided, no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this and prove to myself that I can do it. Because everybody's discrediting me. And, like, she starts to want to ride a dragon, right? So even after she's told him multiple times, like, no, this is my choice. Yes, at first I didn't want to, but now I do want to. I want you to stop. He's not helping her. He's not protecting her. He's by the rules book no matter what. And he's, on a couple occasions, he, like, he would rather watch her die than break or bend the rules to save her. And I'm like, this is supposed to be your best friend? Are you insane? And he's like, no, but it's like the rules. Sir, fuck your rules. Shove your rules where, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really don't like Zane. Wait, Zane, that's not his name. Danis? Zane is the name. I don't like him. He pisses me off. Anyway, so, like, I'm not trying to put any spoilers, but we, like, are reaching the end of the year, and we're like, oh my gosh. Like, finally, we're about to, you know, make it to second year, right? She finally does get bonded to a dragon. I can't tell you much more than that because, of course, she had to be special and, like, bond in the craziest possible ways. But anyway, Um, so she gets bonded, and then like her and Zayden, the guy who hates her and her mother, like they get closer, and now they're like stuck together because their dragons are bonded, right? Their dragons are like a pair, like a couple. So they're basically stuck together too because like a dragon's bond is like really strong to their mates. And like once they're bonded, it's done for you, sir. Like they don't give a fuck about you. Like they gonna be with their mates. So she's stuck with him now. And then anyway, like at the end, towards the end of the book, it's like the last year for Xaden, right? So basically, like his final exam is basically like a somewhat real war situation. So they get someplace where they have to like form their own team and then like show leadership skills basically, and like be they're called the war games. So and be put in a situation where like he would have to like give orders and survive in the field, right? And they get set the fuck up. They get set the fuck up. That's all I'm gonna say, though. I don't want to ruin it, but all I will say is that I didn't see the ending coming. I did not see the ending coming. I saw them getting like, I don't know. I just knew he was gonna get set up. But the thing is, like, since he put her in his team, now she's stuck with him. I don't think her mother's gonna like that when she finds out. But hey, that's one thing. And then so yeah, so they get set up, and like this lady almost dies, and yeah, we end up on like the biggest revelation that I did not see coming, and I'm just like, mise en me. Okay, so yeah, I'm excited to read the second one, which is Iron Flame. I do have the book here with me. I was supposed to read Iron Flame. Okay, so I do have the book here with me. I was supposed to read it with in tandem with another girl. Well, Fourth Wing anyway. I was supposed to read with another girl, and I couldn't put it down, so I read it in 2 days. So now I'm waiting to read Iron Flame because I'm waiting for her to actually catch up and finish Fourth Wing, and then so we can read Iron Flame together. Hopefully, I don't know. And yeah, so that's on my list to be read. Iron Flame at some point, maybe next week. I did get like 3 more books from the library. So yesterday, and I wanted to show you guys to like, well, share what I'm reading, I guess. So I have The Girls of Riad with me, or The Girls of Riyadh, or whatever. I don't exactly know how you pronounce it. I think it's Riyadh. Anyway, The Girls of Riyadh. Well, it's in French. I have the French copy, but like, they're available in English. I read this book like back in 2009, I think. So I don't remember everything, but I do remember that the setting is in Saudi Arabia, and you have like 5 friends, and like the way the book is set up is like a bunch of emails that a girl is basically telling her friends stories anonymously, right? Because like they would get backlash otherwise. And you have 5 friends, and you're basically navigating the world of 5 young Saudi Arabian women who have to like navigate love, relationships, and obviously like how restrictive and controlling and like oppressive their society is, and how they navigate it, how they find themselves, how they keep going, etc. It's really good. From what I remember anyway, I remember I liked it enough to have read it twice. So, and now I'm reading it, I'm gonna read it a third time because like I don't remember the book much. I just remember that I liked it. And I also want to see like how my vision of the book has changed, because I have changed. Like it's been 13 years, right? So I want to see like my vision of the book in my mindset now. Now that I think that my personality is like pretty much like what it's going to be, and like my views on things, on certain things are like I'm finally like set within myself, and I've finally like made up my mind on certain things. So I want to see like how I react to this book now at 30 years old. I also have, oh, this is not the first book, sorry. I also have Everless, which is book 1, and Evermore, which is book 2. So it's a series. And I guess I can read you the synopsis, I guess. And so yeah, it says, in the land of Sampera. Yeah, this is the first one. Okay. In the land of Sampera, the rich control everything, even time. Ever since the fabled age of alchemy and sorcery, hours, days, and years have been extracted from blood, bound to iron, and preserved in coins. Now, aristocrats like the Gerling family flourish for centuries, while commoners live out their scant years in bitter resentment. And no one resents the Gerlings more than Jules Amber. She and her father were once servants at Everless, the Gerlings' palatial estate, until a fateful accident drove them away. Now, desperate to earn time, Jules returns to Everless amidst preparations for the wedding of Roan, the youngest Gerling lord, to the queen's daughter. Between Roan's unexpected kindness, his brother Liam's cruelty, and the chilling rumors surrounding the queen, Everless holds more temptations and danger than Jules thought possible. The stories of her childhood begin to take on new significance, spiraling her deeper into a past she hardly recognizes and revealing a tangle of violent secrets that could change her future and the future of time itself forever. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the book is like. So it sounds like it's a little maybe futuristic, or maybe it's because like there's this book, not this book, sorry. There's this movie that I watched a few years ago where like time was currency also, or at least like you could exchange your time for stuff, and I don't remember the name of the movie that I watched, and maybe that's why I'm thinking it's more futuristic. We'll see, because like I haven't heard anyone talking about it. I haven't like read any reviews or anything, so I don't know anything about the world building. and the like how things are set up in this series. So we'll see what I think, and of course I will let you know how I like the book. And yeah, so hopefully you like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.